learn how to do a sew-in like this, then keep on watching. Hey beautiful people in the world, it's your girl Eryn, and I was going to do a regular video, but I decided to do a voiceover because my boyfriend is going to get me copyrighted. So today I'm going to show you step by step how to do a sew-in, because it's 2024. It's time to start doing your own hair, ladies. So I got this hair from Amazon from a shop called Beauty Moon, and I'll link them in the description box below. So it came with 4 bundles. I got 18-inch, 20-inch, 22, and 24 because I wanted a layered look. And I got the style of hair in body wave because I feel like it holds the curls better. It also came with a black wig cap just in case you wanted to do like a glue-in, but we're not doing that today. So these are a few of the products that you're going to need. Some really great flat irons. These are cheap flat irons that I got like 2 years ago, and they're the best. They don't burn your hair when you slide it through, and you really don't even need much heat when you use them. So you need to get you a really great flat irons if you want to have a nice leave out. Then also for the leave out, you need some spritz. This holds it down. If you have natural hair like me, you don't want to keep on putting heat to it. This would be a best way to keep your leave out straight for as many days as possible. Then you will need a She Balm wax stick to lay down the leave out once you're done flat ironing it. I went on Amazon and found this needle and thread. It was big, so I bought 2 of these, so I won't need any more because I usually go on there and buy it from there. Then it came with these T-pins, which is really good for wigs, but I'm going to show you a great way that you can use them for a sew-in when you're a beginner. It also came with about 10 C needles, and I also ordered some hair scissors from this Amazon cart as well, because I think it'll be really great for the layers that I want to achieve with my curls. And I got some braid lock and twist gel. I usually use this for anything that I do with my hair as far as braiding down. And of course I'm gonna moisturize with some Blue Magic India hemp oil, and we're gonna get started. So this is my first time opening up the bundles. I had to comb through them. They feel pretty soft. And then I was feeling through to see how thick it was. And the wefts were pretty thick. So it was actually some really nice hair. This hair was like $100. So then I started combing out my hair because I had it in some French braids and it was really curly. And let's start making how you want your part. You could do a middle part or a side part. Today I decided to do a side, because I always do a middle part. So you want to braid down the 2 sides of your part, and just to get out the way while you're braiding. So the first braid you want to do is very important for the braid down when you're doing sewing. So I part around the perimeter of my part, literally in a whole C shape around, and then I just braided along that part, and I wanted to be French braided starting from the smallest end, if that makes sense. Now we're going to continue this down and part straight down against the front part of your edges, if that makes sense. And we're going to continue the braid all the way down the other side of my head. So that first braid is going to make sure that the hair gives you volume in the front of your face, and it falls right in, and it falls right where you want it to be. Sorry about that, Dominique interrupted us. So I'm starting the braid down, and you want to French braid a small section and then connect the other braid in while you're braiding down. It's really simple, and I usually connect towards the middle of the braid so it will create a hook on the space of the part, so there won't be no spaces when I'm sewing it down. So I just continue that throughout my whole entire head. I will braid down the French braid and then connect the beginning braid into it while I'm feeding it in the hair, if that makes sense. So you part, and then you put some grease on it. French braid is normal. If you don't know how to French braid, I don't know, honey. You're supposed to learn how to do that when you were like 4 or 6. That's just like something you do in your baby hair. So right here, I'm just showing you what you would do with the last braid. You would be in the middle. So you should end with 2 braids on the side. So you braid one end and then you braid down a little bit more and then feed the other one, just like I did there. It's really simple. Then I just tuck it in. Like you could sew it down, but I just didn't feel like it. You want to make sure you grease your scalp, so I just took some of that Blue Magic and just went on my scalp with it. So I started putting thread through all of my needles. You really want to make sure that you double knot each one, maybe even triple knot it, just so it won't fly right through the track when you're trying to sew it in. And I usually just stick all of mine on the base of the thread just so I can pick it out as I go. It makes the process go by faster. So when you're starting out, you want to wrap your track around your neck or back, and you want to take the end of it and push the needle through the web of the track and go under your braid and out. And you just want to go straight out for the first pass. Then you want to hold that track in place, or you can use a T-pin to hold it in place. And some people put it on both ends. If you're a beginner, this would be a great way to secure your sewing so it won't be loose. Now, once you have that straight pull through, you want to go in and hook it under the track and the braid again. And this is when you're going to create a loop, and that's how we're going to secure it. So on the section, you want to start off with just one pass through everything. Then you want to loop through like I just did there. So we would go under the track and under the braid at the same time in a downward motion, pushing the needle upward. And then you want to pull the needle through the loop that it will create, because it will create a loop there. And I am going to show you in the front. It'll be a better view in my opinion, so that you guys can see better. And I am doing the fold over method. So when you're doing the fold over method, you want to start off by sewing down the loop of the fold. And I'm really going to go into detail with that too later on. So I'm going to zoom in here, and you can see that the needle first grabs the end piece that the folded hair created, and you're going to sew that down first, and it makes it really flat. So here I'm going to show you the sewing technique again. You're going to push that needle in a downward motion, going through the track and your braid hair at the same time. And then once you come out, you're going to grab the loop that it created and pull the needle through the loop. Then you're going to slowly pull. Don't pull hard, because you don't want it to be tight, but you want it to be secure. So slowly pull until it's tight around the braid, and then it will create a loop. So you're going to continue that all the way through in a straight line, fold over a new track, and keep the cycle going. Okay, so now I can show a more close-up of how I fold it over. So you can see that I am doubling the sewing towards the front, so that when we flip it over, it will be a flat base. So just again, you want to grab the folded end of the hair when you flip it and hook that on first to the front part of the braid and start your sew there. And once again, you're going to hook under in a downward motion and push the needle up under the track and the braid outward. Then as you pull out, you're going to pull that needle through the loop that it will create. And we're going to keep this process going. So I am using 2 tracks at one time with the second bundle because it makes it go by faster. And if you want to do it that way, you can. All you would need to do is just pull the needle through both of the tracks and make sure you're holding them together while you're so that they are both being secured down to the braid and one won't be slipping. So you just want to continue this all the way up your head. And I am using the fold method even though I'm using 2 tracks as well. So just when you fold, just make sure it is a little bit harder to go through the webs at the same time when it's folded down, because now you're going through 4 at the same time. But just make sure you press down with your hand really good, or use the T-pins to make sure it gets really flat, because the last thing you want is for it to be really bulky. Now I'm just going to continue through sewing. And once I get towards this part, I'm going to start curving the track upward, and you'll start to see that soon. So even if you're doing the middle part too, you should have the same type of braid along your part, and you should be able to curve upward with the braid if you did it the same way as me. So now we're going to take another thread. I always end out in the right places because I love starting out the thread when you're at the beginning of the braid, if that makes sense. So now we're going to start curving upward towards our face frame, and this will create the hair to fall in the way that I want it to, as you can see. So even when I'm folding it, we're going to go back down that C shape, sewing down in that direction. And now we're done. Well, we just got one more track to sew in right on that front part, because I want it to be as full as possible. So if I could fit any more tracks, then I will do that. So I'm just going to sew it in the same way that we've been doing. And then I had to sit down for a second because I was getting really tired. But once we get towards the end, I'm definitely double knotting it, securing it. And now we're going to comb because some hair might have got trapped into the sewing. So then you want to blow dry your leave out. Make sure you blow dry your leave out. You will get the best results, especially if you have 4C hair like me. So now we're going to section off the hair using the comb, stretch and pull method while we flat iron. And as you can see what I'm talking about with these flat irons, like, they really will straighten out your hair. So we're just going to go through that, and I do have heat protectant in my hair, so that's probably what it's burning. So now we're going to put the She Balm wax stick, and I'm going to start to create the effect. Now, I'm going to do curls in my hair, but this is for the girlies who just want to keep the body wave or whatever curl is in the hair. You can do that and blend your hair into it. Now, I just use the backward flat iron motion, as you can see, and then we're just going to do some layers. Even if you got the regular curls, like, don't be afraid to cut some layers in your hair, because it helps to make it blend in more with your leave out, because now you just got this short piece of hair and the long pieces downward that don't look right. So go down in a diagonal following the ends of your hair. Don't cut off your hair, but you just want to start layering right next to where your hair ends. That way it'll blend nicely. Put some edge control on, and then you're good to go. And I'm just showing y'all how to wrap it down. You want to take a silk scarf and then put a bonnet over that. So this is the next day, and I decided to blow dry out the body wave and do some real deep barrel curls because I want to control the curls. I did say I wanted curls in the first place. I just wanted to show y'all 2 looks. So I put a little bit of spritz on there, and then I just used these new curling irons I got for last Christmas that my mom just bought me. And she got me the flat irons too, so I appreciate my mom so much. But you want to start doing the curls in a backwards motion. No matter what direction you're going, you want all the curls to be facing backwards. And I'm just going through that using the spritz, and you want to rub it in. Do not let it sit, otherwise it'll get hard in one place. And the spritz is just so that it can hold, the curls will hold longer. So I'm just barrel curling all of those and going through in the diagonal section each time, and that'll give it more volume. As you can see, like before I even combing them out, they have volume. I'm really liking how this is turning out. It's really cute. So now we're going to take a big comb and start combing them out. This is my favorite part. And this is the look that you end up with after you comb them out. I think this look turned out really cute. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Please be sure to like and comment on my video to let me know what other hairstyles you want to see me do. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Let's go on the beat, better bring that.